Are your emotions controlling you, or are you in control of them? Picture this. You're facing a stressful situation. Your heart's racing, your mind's spinning, and all you can do is react. But what if I told you there's a way to break free from this cycle? A way to transform your emotional responses into tools for growth, clarity, and power. In this video, we're going to explore how Stoic wisdom can help you master your emotions, not by suppressing them, but by understanding them, controlling them, and using them as fuel for a wise, fulfilled life. But here's the kicker. By the end of this video, you'll know the exact Stoic techniques that can reshape your emotional landscape, starting today. Stay tuned. First, let's talk about the problem. We live in a world that demands instant gratification. You feel a surge of anger, anxiety, or sadness, and you're taught to react right away. Let it all out. Vent. Lash out. But this leads to what the Stoics called the tyranny of passion. When you're ruled by your emotions, your decisions are impulsive, your relationships are strained, and your life becomes a roller coaster of highs and lows. Sounds familiar? The truth is, uncontrolled emotions can ruin your life. They cloud your judgment, make you act out of fear, and even destroy opportunities. So, how do you regain control? How do you break free from the grip of emotions? Here's where Stoicism comes in. The Stoics weren't about suppressing emotions. They were about understanding them. They believed in turning our emotions into tools for self-mastery. And the first Stoic wisdom you need to adopt? The dichotomy of control. In life, there are things you can control, and there are things you can't. Stoicism teaches us to focus only on what's within our power. Your thoughts, your actions, your responses. Everything else? Let it go. You cannot control how someone behaves or how the world reacts to your plans, but you can control how you respond. This simple truth can instantly calm emotional chaos. Ever been in a situation where your boss loses it, or your friend says something hurtful? You don't need to lose control with them. You control your reaction, and that gives you power. Now, I know what you're thinking. But what if I'm just an emotional wreck? What if I'm more like a firecracker, ready to explode at any moment? Hey, no judgment here. We've all been there. But stick with me. There's a powerful Stoic practice that'll change everything. The next Stoic practice that can transform your emotional response is negative visualization. Sounds intense, right? But trust me, it's actually one of the most calming techniques out there. The Stoics believed in imagining the worst-case scenario. Think about it. What if the worst happens? What if you don't get that promotion? What if a loved one gets sick? Imagine it in vivid detail. Why would anyone want to think about negative stuff, right? Well, the beauty is, by confronting these fears head-on, you make them less terrifying. You start to accept that life is unpredictable, and that no matter what happens, you have the strength to endure. You realize that your emotional reactions don't control you. You control them. Try this next time you feel anxiety building up. Visualize the worst, and realize you'd still be okay. You'd still be you. Now let's face the hardest part. When emotions are at their peak, how do you stop yourself from reacting impulsively? This is where the Stoics introduce the practice of the pause. It's not just about reacting calmly. It's about the decision to pause before reacting at all. Imagine this. You're in a heated argument, or you just got some bad news. Your gut reaction might be to shout, cry, or storm out of the room, but the Stoics advise something different. Take a moment to pause. It sounds simple, but it's incredibly powerful. In that pause, you create space between your emotion and your action. And in that space, you can choose a wise response instead of an impulsive one. But here's the cliffhanger. What happens next will completely change your life, because that moment of pause gives you the power to choose a new, empowering habit. Stick with me, because we're about to dive into the final and most critical step. Finally, let's talk about amor fati, the love of fate. The Stoics believed in embracing life in all its unpredictability. You're not fighting the world or your emotions. Instead, you're accepting them as part of your journey. When emotions arise, whether positive or negative, embrace them. Love them. Use them as opportunities for growth. You can either let life happen to you, or you can choose to embrace it with gratitude. Here's the question. How would your life change if you started viewing every emotional challenge as an opportunity for growth? What if you could transform every fear, frustration, or joy into wisdom, strength, and peace? So there you have it. The Stoic wisdom to master your emotions. Control what you can. Visualize the worst. Pause before reacting. And love your fate. Mastering your emotions is not about suppression. It's about wisdom, patience, and the courage to face whatever life throws at you. Are you ready to start using Stoic wisdom to regain control of your emotions? Start today, and you'll begin to see how these practices elevate not just your mindset, but your entire life. And remember, the power to master your emotions is already within you. If you're ready to take control of your emotions, hit that subscribe button and join the journey of Stoic wisdom.